610 WTVN. It is time to go to the Diamonds Direct Live line. Sports Director Matt McCoy is with me here, and a great privilege and honor and a real treat personally as a fan of the program. OSU head basketball coach Chris Holtmann joins us right now. Coach, how does the day find you?
Great to be with you guys.
I tell you what, coming off that Iowa, and Arn's right now in the cafeteria. I mean, he can go deep at the end of the table and throw his milk carton and it goes in, right?
Yeah, he is. He was in quite the zone there, particularly in the second half against Iowa a couple of days ago. He was really feeling it, made open shots, and played with great energy, and it was great to see.
Do you see that coming, Chris? Now, I don't know that you saw 29 points coming, but the start of the second half against Northwestern, you played him. He started against Maryland. He's been coming and playing a little bit. I don't know that you saw a 29-point explosion, but were you stunned by that, or did you say, you know what, this kid's been coming along, and so it's not that surprising that he had a night like that?
Yeah, and obviously 4 of those were technical foul shots that he knocked down. But yeah, I think you nailed it, Matt. I think I didn't expect it. What I did think is that he could have a night where, he makes 3 threes in a game, which he did against Maryland, or 3 threes in a tip-in and get to double figures. Something like that. He's played throughout the season, sometimes more than others. I think at Michigan, we played him maybe 17, 18 minutes. So he's had moments where he's kind of had glimpses and he's had the opportunity. But Iowa was a unique game in terms of they were going to give us open shots, and it was just going to come down to whether we were going to knock them down or not. And most people we play probably will not play that way. So he took advantage of that the other night.
Yeah, I just want to know, with Purdue coming up tomorrow night, who's the other guy off the bench that you can just throw in with no scouting report on him, and he's going to put in 29 for you?
Yeah, I think we're running out of options there. That's tough to expect anybody, right, to come in and have that kind of performance, especially on the road against a top 10, top 15 team. But all of our freshmen, the exciting thing is all of our freshmen have had good moments this year, really good moments, and it's great to see them continue to get better.
Yeah, I mean, we joke about that a little bit, but, at 8-9 in the league and 18-10 overall, you're probably looking for a little production from some guys that maybe aren't on the other team's radar just to get you that 1 or 2 more wins that you feel like maybe you need.
Yeah, I think this time of year, if you can have – because people are great at taking away your mainstays this time of year. That's how teams are set up. And sometimes, players in the league are so good that even if you try to take them away, they can still have productive nights. People have obviously tried to take away Caleb for us, as well as some of our perimeters. So to have a guy that can, has not been at the forefront of the scouting report, that can step up, you're exactly right. It's really important for us as we finish out this really difficult 3-game stretch.
The calendar is turned now to March, Coach, and I'm just wondering, like in Joel and my world, and, I do a show Monday nights, Basketball Bucks Line, with Tony White, former Buckeye captain, and the questions that we get and hear from fans are NCAA tournament, where are they? Do they need this win? How much does that, as the season goes on, and you're a team that right now looks to be in decent shape, but as you said, still a long way to go with 3 games left, but how much of that conversation goes on with you, with your staff, with the team, or do you just insulate yourself from all of that?
Yeah, it's a good question. We're pretty insulated, honestly. At least I am, and I can't. I can't keep our players from tracking that stuff. And I think what you typically have on teams is you have the older guys that have been through it and know, we have a couple guys on our team now that know what it's like to not play in any postseason. So the fact that they know that, and they went through that, it is a motivating factor for them. So I think they're probably keeping their eye on this more than maybe a freshman or a sophomore who just kind of thinks, hey, this is what you do is you play in the NCAA tournament. As far as I'm concerned, I always said that as we get closer, it might be something that I discuss with our team, but it's not every day. It'll be pretty infrequent. We might address it once, kind of every couple weeks. We addressed it a few weeks ago. We know that, in all likelihood, we're in, really good position now, but we've got work ahead of us. We've got to continue to play well and find a way to win a game.
Coach Chris Holtmann, our guest. Last year, Big Ten Coach of the Year. This year, Chris, it's interesting. When you look at the dynamic of the league, maybe you've been places in the past where you put up a whole lot more W's. But, being a grind in what is the best basketball league in the country, there's got to be some fun in that, too, isn't there?
Yeah, it's the deepest, best league in the country. And I don't think there's an argument that can be made it's not. When you look at what our league did in the non-conference, it speaks for itself. And it's pretty easy to get beat up in this league. And I'm really, really proud of our guys and their approach these last couple months. And we obviously had a difficult January, but our guys have plowed through it and put themselves in position, quite honestly, that a lot of people would want to be in right now in terms of, having something to play for in March. So I'm really, really proud of them, and we've just got to find a way to keep getting better, improving, and stay focused on the right things.
You're winding down your time with a couple of seniors, Keyshawn Woods, who is, a grad transfer just 1 year, but C.J. Jackson's been there both years with you. And I got to ask you about C.J. because it seems like his most reliable shot is when the shot clock is winding down and you got nothing going and he has to heave one to the basket. Have you seen anything like that? He's uncanny. He did it again the other night against Iowa. The Penn State game, he underhanded one from 3-point range. It's unbelievable the shot making this has. I imagine that's all good coaching, right?
Yeah, Indiana too, right?
Indiana.
We don't win that one without him making that shot against Indiana before Andre's dunk.
Yep.
It really is uncanny. He's more accurate in those situations than when he's wide open and no one's guarding him in the middle of the possession. And it's amazing his knack for that. It's once a game or once every other game. The ball obviously finds him late in the clock a lot because he's our point guard. But it really is uncanny how many of those shots he's made throughout his last couple of years here.
It's fun to watch, that's for sure, because it's almost like you can feel it. As a fan, you're watching, and it gets down to 5. You're like, uh-oh, might throw it to CJ, and here we go.
No doubt. No, that's exactly right. It is entertaining, one way or the other. We know there's going to be some type of suspense at least once or twice a game when it comes to that. But, the seniors that we have, Joey Lane, who's been here 4 years, C.J. Jackson, who's been here 3 years, Keyshawn Woods, who's been here a year, it's kind of in some ways easy to forget about them because we have so many new guys, so many young guys, so many new faces. But those are guys that have weathered through, some difficult times here and have stayed with it and have maintained a great perspective, and obviously Keyshawn has given us a great lift this year in his grad transfer year.
For sure. Well, we know March is a busy month, so we'll let you get back to it. You're welcome here anytime, Coach. You got to spare a minute, give us a holler. We'd love to talk OSU basketball.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate you talking about us, and we'll look forward to seeing you down the road.